You have entered the Vault of Shadows. I am the keeper of the Vault of Shadows, Dave. Welcome, kids, and this is going to be a second installment in what may become a series of horror news updates. I got some feedback saying that this is something folks would maybe want to see again, and I thought, why not? I read horror news daily. Why not share some of it and a little bit of commentary? I don't have a whole lot here to say about these news items, but they did stand out, and so I thought, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about these. The first one is relevant today. This morning, I believe it was, the trailer debuted on everywhere that trailers debut, I guess. I saw on YouTube that it debuted. I wasn't able to watch it until later. For the remake, that's right, another remake. Did you find yourself going, man, it's been too long since we've had a remake? I hope one's coming soon. But it's time, that's right, for a remake. This time, Silent Night, Deadly Night. I'm not going to get into a long history of that film. Go ahead and read up on it on Wikipedia or ask your smart device or ChatGPT or whomever or whatever about it, and they'll fill you in. Suffice to say, I've seen the first one. I've watched it the last probably 5 or so Christmas seasons. And it is an indie film, and it is cheap, and it is not great, but it is fun, and it is extreme in a lot of ways, but it has a dark sense of humor, and it's a Christmas horror movie, you know. So some people just automatically, when it first came out, they railed against it as an assault on all that Christmas is about. It really wasn't that. It just so happened to be tied to some elements of commercial Christmas, not really the reason for the season, and it had a lot of controversy back in the day, or as those fancy pants folks over in the UK say, controversy. Nevertheless, it went on to be a very popular cult film with a lot of horror fans. It's super gory, but it's a fun time. Now they've done, I think, 2 sequels, and I think maybe 3, and I don't think those really had much to do except with the first, except the second one was the brother of the guy in the first one, and that one's kind of almost like a remake, as I understand it, or half of it recaps the first film, maybe that's what it is. I watched the trailer for this remake. It's got the studio, this is what's in the trailer, it says the studio behind Terrifier 2 and 3. I've not seen those films. I've seen pieces here and there of the first Terrifier film, which was a little too much for old Dave here. But I haven't watched those, so I need to see 2 and 3 probably to really, I can't judge based on that. I liked the trailer. Here's the only thing I didn't like. I thought it was funny. It had that dark sense of humor. It looks like it's going to have practical effects. It is Christmas set. Some people don't like Christmas set horror films. If you're that person, that's perfectly fine. This won't be for you. What I will say is this: it seems to me, it's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer, when you have a love interest of a character, and the character's insane, and the love interest is like, ooh, this is fun, or this is whatever, let's go do it together, like a Bonnie and Clyde thing or something, that to me is played out, and I don't want to see that, and I don't know, but I guess they figure it's a remake. Not much else, really. There's not much substance to this idea, anyway. Black Christmas. A lot of substance. Silent Night, Deadly Night. If you've seen the film, you know. So, I guess that's what they're trying to do. Go for a new thing. I'm skeptical. I'll wait for a longer trailer. I might see the film. It's going to depend. It's coming out this December, right? Which, by the way, is the month everybody wants you to think that it is. Even though I saw another 2 commercials today for Christmas, and I thought, hello, it's only October 16th, or whatever day, I don't know what day it is. But yeah, we haven't even gotten to the best day of the year, Halloween. You're already talking about Christmas. Stop it. I don't want to see a fir tree commercial. Good Lord. Anyway, so that's out, and I'll have a link in the description there, the show notes, whatever the kids are calling it today. You can check that out. And I'd love to hear, hey, leave your thoughts down there in the comments. Is that what it's called? It's called the comments. It's not a thread. That's something different. All right. Leave your thoughts there. I'd love to know what you think. I have given my thoughts there. Let's talk about the second one. This is not great news, and I don't have anything super positive or constructive to say about it. So I'm just going to tell you, report this, and let you kind of deal with it yourself. I think we're all going to have to probably just grasp this on our own grapple with it and ultimately maybe accept it. It's being reported that the Monroeville Mall, for those who somehow don't know, that is the iconic location of the even more iconic second film in the Dead trilogy by the late, great George A. Romero, Dawn of the Dead. This is where that film was filmed, and Monroeville, Pennsylvania, and it is, right now, apparently acquired by the evil known as Walmart. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, geez, Dave, I go to Walmart. I bet you go to Walmart. Look, yes, I do. But I kind of, after this, am done with Walmart. They want to buy this property. They want to demolish the mall. They want to turn it into an open air space, whatever the hell that is, and with multiple purpose buildings and locations. And I get it, the word progress, but what are we progressing to is the important question. We're in a race to progress, but what are we progressing toward? Idiocy? Vapidness, stupidity, lack of cultural appreciation, all those things. Not to get too serious here, kids, in the Vault of Shadows, but that's my opinion. So I'm bummed about it, and I think if they tear this down, it should at the least. I can see where if somebody buys the property and it's prime real estate. Look, we can't keep the whole mall. It's not feasible. But we don't have even, maybe, I don't know if it's abandoned or what. But if it is, I get that. But preserve a portion of it. Let it be a venue for conventions, music, arts. Have some, maybe a museum that is dedicated to one of the great legends in the history of that state, the great George A. Romero. Have screen used items there. Make a wonderful museum there in his honor. I know there is one somewhere. I don't know if it's in the mall. And then I can, okay, if you have to do anything else to the rest of the mall, no, we don't like that either. But keep a portion as a museum. Do something to honor the great contribution of George A. Romero and Dawn of the Dead and all of his great films. Will that happen? I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. You probably have seen my videos. Maybe you haven't here. Last September, over a year ago, I went out to Texas to see some of the filming locations of the legendary Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. And the place where the house was located, the slaughterhouse, is now, there's an apartment on that location. I stood right next to that apartment, which is where the road is still there, where Leatherface did his dance. And I got to tell you, I mean, they're not going to preserve that. They don't care. They care. They, being the developers, want the moolah, the green, and that's a sad, situation. That's our society today, though, and it's not new or anything. So anyway, I'm hoping somebody somewhere, because what I understand from the article is that the company of Walmart, they may be a country soon, who knows? They have to try and secure funds from the government. Oh boy, don't they care about culture? And they will have to secure the funds to build this multi-use space. And I'm hoping that somebody somewhere will boycott that, voting will get involved, and I'm hoping something will happen at the very least. And that's, again, much less than is deserved. At the very least, some kind of memorial, some kind of museum to George A. Romero, Dawn of the Dead, his films, his legacy. The last bit of news here, kids, is that also kind of not great news. Scream Factory, if you may or may not know this, a few years ago, they put out a 12-disc, and I think actually more than that. It was all 12 of the Friday the 13th films, and they put it out in this mega box set, deluxe set with great artwork. I didn't buy it because I don't like all of the films in that series, so I have just bought the films I really like, which, if you're wondering, hey, Dave, what are the ones you prefer? The original, I could take it or leave it. I like 2. I like 3 because it's dumb fun. 4 is my favorite, right? Part 4. And 5 is utter trash. 6 I really enjoy. It's second for me after 4. And I enjoyed 7 just because, again, I just love that makeup, the waterlogged, rotten Jason zombie. I thought it was great. And, I don't have anything positive to say about Jason Takes Manhattan and Goes to Hell and Space and all that. And the remake is the remake. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's kind of existing in this middle ground. Could have been a lot more, and it wasn't. It's really one of the best remakes of that era when you consider one of the other remakes was Rob Zombie's Halloween, right? So, that's that. But if you wanted this set, having all the films together, here's what I think is happening. They're losing the license because now, of course, Jason Universe is what the rights holders are calling themselves. They're making this TV show no one wants. At least I don't, right? Here's the secret origin of Pamela Voorhees. Hey, here's Jason before he drowned. No one cares, relatively speaking. And I think I speak for most Friday the 13th fans. I see a lot of them online. I'm in various communities. Not many people care. New people want it because, and what I call addicts of this kind of stuff, more. Most fans are like, can we just get Jason in a movie, please? Rumors are that they are working on a Jason movie, but as I touched on in the last news update, do we really want a movie made anymore in this era? Like, unless it's a fan production, we're better off not having another Jason or Freddy or Michael or whatever movie. My opinion only, do something new. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. But anyway, that box set now is going to be going out of print. And what that means is that it's already sold out everywhere. But if you were to find a copy, grab it because it is now going to be even more rare. And I think the reason they're doing this is they've lost that license. And I'm pretty sure the Jason Universe, it's really called Horror Inc. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to put out a big box set themselves. It'll probably not be as good as this one from Scream Factory because Scream Factory is great. They do everything, every release they've done is gold. Of many films, they truly love the movies they put out, and the work is that of fans. And I think that whatever, this will be corporate and it'll be janky and it'll be trashy, just like the stuff they've put out for the Jason Universe so far. I'm being cynical, I apologize, but man, it doesn't look good for this franchise. Grab a copy if you can find one. I've seen in the article I read, some are going for like $184 on the secondary market. If you think that's a lot now, I promise you in a year, that's going to be low. It's going to go up. We saw that with the Halloween box set. I think it's still in print, but it's going for some big prices. And this new Nightmare on Elm Street box set is going to, in years, depending on who gets what rights and how that works out, these things, especially physical media kids, don't discount the collectability of these things. And I would grab one, man, maybe make an investment because it's going to be worth quite a bit. And even more importantly, you want to have who knows what this Jason Inc. is going to decide to leave out, to change. We've seen this before. Disney did it. Oh, we're taking this out. Or NBC, we're taking this episode out of the Office box set. I would get this now. If you are a fan of all of those films, now is the time to grab it. And all the extras in that set, go for it. I think you'll really, really want to do that now versus later. Kids, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay spooky.